같이 외치겠습니다. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 스테로.
아, 좋다.
네. 자, 프로리그는 또 이런 맛이에요.
Welcome to Korhal Floating Island, spawning up in the top left-hand position from SK Telecom T1. It is SoO.
His opponent spawning on the bottom right position as the red Zerg playing for KT Roaster. His name is HitmaN.
Indeed, it is HitmaN. I just hope that I don't ever have to play HitmaN. He's going to put a hit on my head. It's going to kill me. I would not want that.
So, ZvZ in the heart of the swarm. How is it different from the ones in Wings of Liberty?
From what I've noticed and experienced, because I do like to play random from time to time, as well as Protoss, there's a lot of Mutalisks in this matchup now. Basically, with the nerf to Infestors, the fungal growth is, of course, now a projectile. So instead of instantly hitting units, it has to travel a certain distance before it can hit those units. The fungal nerf with the buff to the Mutalisk speed, and they have a passive regeneration now in Heart of the Swarm. Both of those changes have essentially changed this matchup to be a Mutalisk-dominated matchup, and it's kind of hard to get out of that now. So often what we're seeing is just humongous balls of Mutalisks attacking each other. Sometimes Zerglings underneath can help the bounce shots get reduced. Generally, it's better for players to go armor over attack on their mutas. It just reduces the damage more than benefits it. And we're seeing a pretty fast pool here from SoO, actually, and he's making 6 Zerglings.
I think it was actually a temple.
Yeah, it was 10 pool. Alright, so SoO going to be sending out those Zerglings against HitmaN, who went for the pool and then gas. This is quite interesting, man. We're going to have to see how much damage this can do. Is that Byung? That looks like a player, or am I just crazy?
There might be the map maker.
Ah, okay.
I was double checking to see if I know that face. Not really, so I need to double check with the audio, and I was actually not hearing for the Korean audio for a few seconds. So, but I did hear the map maker. So here comes the 6 Zerglings.
HitmaN actually completely missed the his Overlord completely missed the Zerglings coming in. He has no idea what's coming for him. So the Zerglings, they're going to move into the main base now. There's 6 Zerglings on the way for HitmaN, though, and they're going to pop any second here. Who's going to get the better volleys off? With the drones, they're going to be able to help out a lot. But look at that. SoO, amazing micro. He's able to kill off a lot of the Zerglings there. There's 4 left now, and now SoO has additional reinforcements. This is going to get pretty hairy for HitmaN.
Yeah, and the another difference is that when HitmaN got the Zerglings out, it was for the first batch, and then 2 of those got taken out before the second pair of Zerglings came out. So now, look at this, SoO with amazing micro. He could even end the game right now.
I don't think this attack was designed to end the game, but simply to get him ahead. Still, he's forcing so many Zerglings right now. There's like no mining coming from his opponent here, and SoO just excellent, moving back and forth those Zerglings. He's not letting any of them get taken out. And now SoO behind this, he's getting an expansion, he's getting his extractor, just building drones right now while there are only Zerglings from HitmaN.
This is so perfect. So perfect. All SoO needs to do is poke in, poke out, and even if he loses a Zerglings, all he needs is like make 1 or 2 queens back at the main base, and if HitmaN tries to go for a counterattack, he'll be able to defend against it no problem.
You know what, man? Zerglings go in, Zerglings go out. Can't explain that, man.
Can't explain that. It just happens.
It just happens, but it looks like HitmaN, he was able to defend, and he has 6 more Zerglings on the way. I think he may just try to potentially end this with a huge counterattack.
Well, he needs to do something. He might go for a huge counterattack or just try to pressure his opponent the same way that his opponent did, because he knows that he lost so many mining time. He lost quite a lot of drones. He tried to go for some tech, and he couldn't do it because the drones weren't mining at all. So now he needs to deal the same damage that SoO was able to do earlier in the game. And the biggest difference is that now HitmaN has the speed while SoO doesn't.
SoO does not have the creep connecting his hatchers as well, and all of a sudden it looks like this game is starting to turn around. There's no speed even being researched, I think, for SoO. He doesn't have enough gas for that, and he simply has to rely on sheer numbers in order to survive here.
At least the queen is still alive. That's the biggest thing. The queens are dealing so much damage to the Zerglings, and as long as the queen is alive, SoO can defend this attack.
Both players just constantly making Zerglings right now, and actually, Zergling speed is on the way for SoO, but look at this. Zerglings getting to the main base of SoO. There's nothing defending. The Zerglings are coming in to defend now. He's going to be able to force those Zerglings to run away here, but essentially, HitmaN, he can just, alternate between both bases, but now with the reinforced Zerglings, it looks like HitmaN's going to be forced to retreat for now.
And now HitmaN is in such dire position. The drone difference was 19 to 11. When we lost SoO. HitmaN is not even mining from the gas, which means that he can't go for the Baneling Nest. SoO, all he needs to do is wait for the speed to finish, go for a counterattack, leave 1 or 2 Banelings back at home, and finish the game.
Exactly. So look at this. HitmaN, he's killing off the neutral supply towers there, destructible doodads. So,
that actually worked, almost worked against him, trapping all of his Zerglings over there. Just lucky for him that he had more Zerglings, but now those Zerglings cannot return home.
Essentially, they just have to run around the map. They can't really do anything else at this point. And now the supply is in. Oh, look at that HitmaN! He is able to completely wall himself out. Look at that, man, using the map to his advantage. Now we have a Zergling skirmish here, who's going to come out on top. I think HitmaN is going to barely edge out a victory there, and all of a sudden, we're in kind of a crazy game here.
Yeah, HitmaN, all he's trying to do is make sure that the Zerglings do not deal extra damage, while using those Zerglings to make sure that he gets maybe 1 or 2 extra drones before they get taken out. But that was so smart by HitmaN, just blocking that off. Some players, they panic too much and they don't think about it. HitmaN, he kept his composure throughout the whole game.
Yes, he did. All right, well, it looks like we have this, the collapsed rocks. They're being slowly taken out right now by those Zerglings, and HitmaN, he's aware. He's still droning up right now, but we have a lot more Zerglings on the way from SoO, and I have a feeling he's going to go for a huge Baneling Zergling timing attack here.
Yes.
Trying to catch his opponent off guard.
He's not giving his opponent any time. He knows how far behind his opponent is. He knows that by doing this, HitmaN is trying to play defensive, which means that he's droning up heavily and depending on the queens to defend against the Zerglings once the rocks get taken out.
We do have a lot of Zerglings on the way, though, from HitmaN. He's also building a spine crawler at his main base there and slowly starting the creep spread between the bases. But now 3 queens are out, and the rocks, they're almost destroyed here. And they're down 20-12-6, 2-0 help. Moving in here, but look at that. The Banelings, they're connecting with the wrong units here. They're focusing on the queens.
Just trapped with the queens. Now, they do take out 1 queen and takes out the 2nd queen. It's going to get defended because there's so many Zerglings from behind. And SoO, yes, it wasn't great that the Banelings did not connect, but at least he got 2 queens.
Yeah, so it looks like SoO, his attack, it's going to be over for now. He's opting to get more gas. He's going to layer.
Oh, this is looking slightly grim. Yeah, for HitmaN, because his opponent is going for the layer. HitmaN did not even start his layer.
So he's going to be a little bit behind there. We have another skirmish here. There's too many Zerglings for HitmaN, though, and it looks like SoO's going to be forced to back off and run back home to his Mama Queen.
It's okay. All he needs to do is go back to the Mama Queen and the baby Baneling.
That was good. All right, so we have more Zerglings engaging in battle here around the middle of the map. It looks like there's just a little bit too many Zerglings for HitmaN to deal with, and he's going to be forced back. I love what SoO is doing here. He is essentially being very aggressive, forcing HitmaN to always, kind of be in his base, be on the defensive. And now we have another hatchery being built for SoO. He's getting his 3rd base up. His Spire is on the way. The lair for KT HitmaN.
What?
It's not even complete yet. It's not even complete.
He's going for Roach.
He's going for Roach, really.
I'm not even kidding. I saw the Roach Warren icon on the production tab.
I guess he does have the Roach Warren on the way. I think HitmaN realizes at this point that he is so far behind that he needs to make something crazy happen, or there's no way he can get back into this game.
Yeah, so he's gonna try to use the Roach, trying to put it at the 3rd base, trying to make sure that the mutants do not get inside the main base while those mutants are hitting the Roaches. And there we go, Night is Warm. This is going to be the final attack by HitmaN. It's do or die in this situation.
I think it's just die at this point. I mean, the Spire, it's almost complete at this point. And for those of you who are new to StarCraft, Roaches cannot attack air units. They are a ground-to-ground only unit. And the Overseer moving in here, although that's going to be quickly destroyed, not scouting anything off. Of course, Bunky trying to obscure the camera's vision there, but thankfully he got out of the way. So now, I mean, the Nidus Worm attack is going to come, but I know we should have Mutas on the way any second here.
Where's the worm?
Where is the worm?
Did he actually start making it? No, it doesn't seem like it.
Well, we'll see
Not just yet.
We'll see on the mini map. There it is.
There we go. That's slightly outside of the main base. Now, how many mutas are out on the way? If SoO decides to make more drones than mutas right away, they might be troubled. But no, he has 8 mutas out on the way. Now, here the problem is the queens are with this attack, which means that he could transfuse. The roaches can tear down buildings so fast. So SoO needs to be careful.
It is, and look at this. We have another Nidus Worm going to get taken out almost immediately there. There are a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Queens, and the Mutas there. It looks like they're going to be able to stall for some time, and unfortunately for SoO, there's going to be more. For SoO, there's going to be a Zergling attack at the main base here. That's going to get deflected, but I think that third base, it's going to be toast.
Yeah, HitmaN not microing well with the Zerglings. He should go for the drones instead of the hatchery. But here comes the Queens, using his opponent's creep to actually roll up. And SoO needs to be careful. Those Queens, they could attack the air easily, and they could also transfuse the roaches. And while the Queens are soaking up the damage, the roaches can take down the buildings easily.
Oh my god, this is actually an amazingly well-executed attack by HitmaN here, but the Queens, they're running out of energy. Will there be enough of them to bring that Mutalisk count low enough so the roaches can do their job? Look at that, so many drones getting killed. And it looks like the roaches here, they're going to eventually die, but not before doing critical amounts of damage to SoO.
This is something that I was hoping that SoO was well defended against, but he wasn't prepared for it. Now he's down to 1 mining base. He lost a couple of drones, and he has some mutas. Yes, he will be able to defend against the roaches eventually, but he's going to lose so much before he defends the attack.
I think he's already lost so much here. SoO is down to 52 supply. That's almost entirely in mutas right now. The third hatchery does go down. HitmaN, it looks like he's going to have to back off for now, but the problem is HitmaN, he can make a few spores at his main, or no, he's actually going for Hydralisks right now, and because the muta count is so low, and because there's essentially no economy for SoO, he can safely go into this tech pattern and be perfectly fine.
All HitmaN needs to do is defend the one attack that SoO's looking for right now. He's going for the mutas. He knows that he needs to make something happen, just like how HitmaN, the situation that HitmaN wasn't 5 minutes ago.
I have to say, HitmaN, balls of steel. This guy, he did not care that he was far behind and that his opponent was going for mutas. He made just enough queens to allow those roaches to do the critical damage that they needed to do. And now, with the 2 spores in each base, with Hydralisks out on the map, I'm not sure if there's anything SoO can actually do to win this game.
That's quite true. I mean, he's making the Zerglings, but he needs to get the 2-base saturation once again. The hatchery is on the way, but it's going to be a long time. And
oh, look at this, though. The roaches and the main base, they're going to be able to snipe off that queen and get a lot of free drones. Where are the Mutalisks? They're coming in the reinforce right now. They're going to be able to take out those roaches, but not before, you know, they essentially force lings instead of drones out of SoO.
And the bigger problem is it forced the mutas back into the main base. Those mutas could have been at the bases trying to take out the spore crawlers, take out a lot of drones. But here it comes! Oh, this was a mistake by HitmaN. None of the units actually got out, and all the Hydras got wiped out so quickly.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Now there's going to be less Hydralisks in the main army composition for KT's HitmaN. Will he have enough Hydras to deal with these mutas? Now another Nidus Worm will get completed here, and the mutas, they're out on the map, but have they been able to find out where that Nidus Worm is? It looks like SoO knows exactly where it is now, and those Hydras, they have to be very careful against those mutas and that queen.
Yeah, the Hydras, they die so fast, and yes, the Hydras deal so much DPS, but as long as you micro properly, that number of Hydras is nothing. Now, HitmaN, he needs to unload the units that was inside the Nidus network, and I was surprised that he didn't do so before it got taken out.
I guess this is another little mistake by HitmaN. I feel like if this game goes on for a long period of time, SoO could actually, kind of slowly crawl his way back into this game, but unfortunately for him, the macro advantage is completely in HitMan's favor. And now look at this, so many units out for HitMan. He's able to essentially transport his entire army over near that base. No, the mutas, they need to get out of there. One getting sniped off there, and the Zerglings running into the main base here. There are so many Banelings, but they're being wasted on the Zerglings. They need to connect with those Hydras. That's the only way that this attack is going to work.
Yeah, you know something that I would have wanted to see SoO do? Get the Baneling speed upgrade. Those will be great against the Hydras right now. Against the regular Zerglings, you don't need the speed. You don't want to waste the minerals and the gas on it. But in this situation, the speed would have been perfect.
Now we do have a Baneling nest on the way for HitMan, and it looks like he's just going back in his main base, at least with a few units here.
Inject.
Yeah, he's going to inject with his queens, and then he'll come right back. Now, the real question is, the Banelings, can they connect with the Hydras? That's so important. If he can connect with the Banelings, then the mutas can essentially clean up the rest of this army, sniping off one Hydralist there, trying to get a few free hits off, essentially. But there's just simply too many Hydras there that actually engage directly. SoO needs to be very careful with those mutas. He can't afford to lose any of them.
Yeah, as time goes on, HitMan, he's looking in great position to win the game. Because he saw that SoO was making Banelings against the Hydras, he's getting his own Banelings to defend against those Banelings.
Now look at this though, the main mineral patches are actually starting to mine out for both players in their main base here. And the drone count is actually kind of closer now. It's about 30 to 40 with KT, HitMan in the favor. And look at that, a few Banelings getting sniped off there. That Overseer barely surviving. More mutas joining the main muta ball. But now this is it. This is going to be the do or die moment here. The Roaches, they're going to be in front, and the Banelings, they're going to be able to tank so many of his opponent's hits. And I think that this may just be too much for SoO to deal with.
Here we go. The Hydras are coming in, but here comes the Banelings.
Oh
the
my
Hydras
God!
are running away.
So many Banelings, humongous connection. Can they hit more of those Hydras? So many of them going down. This is going to be very close between the Hydras and the mutas. I think the Hydras, there's just slightly not enough of them, but the Roaches in the main base, they're going to be able to kill off so many drones here, and it looks like it's 6 mutas versus 16 Roaches here, and I think the Roaches are going to be able to do the critical damage that they need to in order to take SoO out.
There's so many Roaches for HitMan, for SoO to handle, and something that I really wanted SoO to do is actually take down the rocks when the Hydras and the Roaches were coming up to deal extra damage and buy more time. That's something that he could have gone for, but he just didn't focus during that small period of time, and now SoO needs to do something with the mutas, but now HitMan, he has enough Hydras against the mutas, and SoO, he's only sitting on 5 drones.
He's got essentially no drones right now. The Queens and the Hydras, it looks like they're going to actually get taken out here, but no, more reinforcements. They're going to force SoO back. I think this is pretty much it. He is on his last, essentially, wounded leg right now, trying to, stay in this game, but I don't see it happening here.
Yeah, what SoO needs to do is wipe out this army, and then go destroy the Sprawl Crawlers, and then take out all the drones, dealing the same damage. But here comes the Zerglings trying to surround the Hydras. Does take out the Hydras, but the Roaches, they're so strong. They're taking out all the drones one by one. Now look at this. SoO's down to 2 drones.
2 drones to 39 drones. I think you guys know what's eventually going to happen here. The Queens and that Hydralisk, they're going to be able to take out these mutas, and I think this is pretty much it. GG! HitMan takes out SoO, surprisingly, but, I actually thought he was going to be the underdog here, but he did it. He did it.
That was such a strong blow that SoO was not expecting, because you get so many of these players going for mutas, Zerglings, Banelings, and it's like, well, nobody even goes for Roaches anymore. Just like back in Brood War, nobody used Hydras, Lurkers, Ultras, and I think SoO was just, too into the muta Baneling play.